Good evening, fans. Welcome to Lady Beaverbrook Gym here in Fredericton. I'm Bill Gibson. I'll be with you all season long here on Tommy's TV for Tommy's Court Sports. First women's volleyball action of the season. This is the Tommy's hosting the St. Anne Dragons. It is Fan Appreciation Day here at the women's volleyball match. A number of the parents are in. A meet and greet before and a meet and greet after, I believe, as well for the parent group. Welcome all the parents in as well watching along at home. They couldn't be here for this one. We know you'll see at some point when you can get here. St. Anne in the blue jerseys with the white trim being introduced. Now the starting lineup, I'll pick them up once they're all introduced and I can see them all out from behind the backboard. Non-starters being introduced for STU right now. Starters for St. Anne, 5 is Ivanov, 7 Brito, 8 is Pratt, 9 is Sear, 10 is MacDonald, 15 is Dontremal, and the 2 Libero jerseys, 1 and 2, Isabel Serrano, Abby Smeltzer. Pick up the starters now for STU. 7 is going to be Kathleen Boyle, returning ACAA Player of the Year and Tommy Athlete of the Year. Outstanding last year. Boyle wears 7. Wearing 8 is the rookie out of Rossay High School, Callie Nadeau. The center out of Middle Sackville, Nova Scotia, number 9, Jenna Murphy. 10 is Ava Slip. Slips out of Fredericton. 11 is Morgan Coy, outside hitter. And 17 is Emma Harris. Libero is Brooke Thompson. We'll set the lineups. We'll get the rotation as they line up. First, the handshake. Tommy start across the front. Murphy, Slip, and Boyle. Nadeau Harris, who is subbing out for Libero Thompson, and Coy in the back. Fire-Tenier on both of those readouts. And it'll be Morgan Coy set to serve for the Tommies. Coy taking arts at STU, some business classes as well, 2025 Canada Summer Games, and member of the Reds program here in Fredericton is Morgan Coy. Good crowd on hand here for Tommy's volleyball. Free ball for the Tommies, that's Thompson. Murphy, back set for Slip, played up by St. Anne, and Brito blocked at the net. Free ball pushed over. There's Thompson for Murphy, and Boyle pulls the string that time, does Kathleen Boyle. Boyle last season absolutely outstanding. 332 kills, a 213 attack percentage, 44 service aces, 268 digs, 18 total blocks, and 386 total points. Yeah, that's player of the year numbers. Brito pushes it over. Tommy's on the attack with Coy. Blocked at the net by Kiana Brito. Brito, a left side at a Tracadie, New Brunswick. 117 kills last season for Brito, 11 blocks as well. Gets one there. And we're tied at 1 for Liv Pratt. Pratt, the setter out of Halifax in first year of eligibility. Off Thompson, Coy gives chase. And it's 2-1 St. Anne. Spoke with second-year Tommy's coach Kim Colpitz before this one. Is always very willing to chat about Team Tommy. Pretty excited about this young group. 8 returnees, 10 rookies. Of course, anchored by Player of the Year Boyle, also fourth-year player in Emma Harris. There's Boyle again on the attack, and again Boyle with the second kill. Tommy team, lots of preseason action. Played in the UNB tourney here that was a few weeks ago. Played Maine Fort Kent on the way to Quebec to play some CJET teams, and of course played in the ACAA tip-off tournament, which I think was last weekend. Might have been the weekend before. Time has a way of slipping away from me here. Nice attack there from Brito. Coach Colpitz very excited about this rookie group and the returnees. And it will be St. Thomas hosting the ACAs in Fredericton here this coming March. Last weekend of February, I think, actually, and first weekend of March. We'll worry about that date way downstream. For now, it's 4-2 St. Anne opening set here against the host Tommies. Back set, big swing there. It's Ava Slip. And here's Coach Brooks from the MSVU Mystics. The Mystics played tomorrow against STU here in Fredericton. I think they may have played at St. John earlier today. Check that. Yeah, they played at St. John earlier and have made their way up here to take on the Tommies tomorrow. And doing a little scouting at 4-4 here, opening set. Sure, the Mystics team are resting up in the hotel, doing some studying. Fort Dragons, Megan Duntermaw, one of the tri-captains here of the St. Anne team. Serves us up. Big swing there from Callie Nadeau. Played over by Jillian McDonald, nicely judged by Brooke Thompson. So lets that ball drift out of play. Sear plays it over. Coy, Murphy, and tipped by Nadeau. Jillian McDonald, a little more than a free ball that time. A little something on it. Nice swing from Coy. Played over by McDonald. Back set for Morgan Coy. Coy gets the kill. And a big smile from Coy. 6-5 Tommies. Jenna Murphy will serve. Murphy, 16 service aces among her 30 points last season. Mistimed or miscommunicated on the St. Anne side, one of the two. Murphy again. Played up by Sear. Now Sear on the attack. Blocked at the net by Coy. Oh, Thompson got a hand under that. Amazing play. Free ball from the Tommies. Set up nicely and finding the back corner is Katya Ivanov. Third year middle of the Dieppe. Makes it 7-6. And here is Jillian McDonald on to serve. Interesting road trip to start the season for this St. Anne team. In Fredericton here on the Saturday. They play tomorrow evening at UKC. Thompson gets under the serve. It drifts over the net and finds the court. Point STU. Not how you draw it up, but whatever way works for Team Tommy. Nadeau, strong serve. Nicely played by Brito. Free ball here from Sear. Boyle brought the big swing. Brito up to the task. And nicely judged by Coy as that one goes out of bounds. Boyle electric on that attempt. That's Nadeau into the net. How many times this year, now that I've done it once, am I going to combine Coy and Boyle and say Coyle? Yikes. Played by Nadeau. Thompson keeps it alive, but another Tommy can't run underneath that one. 9-8 STU. Sear out of Nova Scotia will serve. Another miscommunication on the St. Anne side. That ball drops to the floor. And here's Emma Harris serving for STU. Harris wide on the serve. 10-10 opening set. First match of the season for Tommy Volleyball women. Men were victorious in straight sets earlier over their St. Anne counterparts. Get a chance, I'll give you a little recap of Tommy's last season as we get underway this season. Back set, Jillian McDonald out the back door. 11-10 STU. Last season, Tommies, they were 3-7 at the first semester break. Lost the first one back to Mount A. Then went on a 9-match win streak to finish at 12-8. Tommies beat Holland in the quarterfinals 3-1. Lost to SJ in the semifinal in straight sets. Boyle 13 kills in each of those matches. And then it was SJ losing to Mount Allison in the final. St. Anne 1-19 last season, won their very last match of the season versus UKC. Boyle down the line and in. Serve from Boyle. Set up by Pratt for D'Entremont. Nadeau. Oh, great hustle there by two St. Anne Dragons. That's Isabel Serrano in the Libero jersey. Laid out hard for that one. And I believe it was also Liv Pratt, number 8, who was tracking that ball. Serrano just covered a lot of square feet over there. or linear feet, whichever you choose. (14-11) STU. Here's Boyle to serve again. 44 service aces for Boyle last season. Pratt on the set. D'Entremont was trying to go into the pot that time. The Tommies were there with the lid. That's Nadeau through the D'Entremont block. Timeout, St. Anne. We'll have a moment. I'd like to give a shout out to the family of Ava Alexa. Met Ava before this game. Family watching from Hamilton. Thanks for joining in. Mom Kathleen, Dad Sonny, and siblings Nicholas and Christian. Pleased to have you along here on Tommy's TV. I do like to have a little fun when I'm calling volleyball matches. And a little bit colorful. Hope you enjoy watching from a distance, and welcome wherever you're watching from. A lot of New Brunswick players on this club, but of course also Macy Urban out of Manitoba is the other non-New Brunswick Tommy. Boyle back to serve at 15-11. Free ball from McDonald. Oh, ends up a tough free ball. As both Boyle and Thompson dove for that one, and not often you see the free ball end up in a point. And Boyle and Thompson, little discussion that time. Sort that out for the next one. Murphy set that up for slip. Went on the attack. Here is Jillian McDonald. Blocked at the net. From the back row, it's Brito. Gets the kill for St. Anne. Oh, from the back row, Boyle, big swing. Right at Pratt and kept alive by Serrano, who's on the hustle again. Callie Nadeau finishes that one. The outside hitter from Quispam Sis. Down the line for 16-13. Here is Ava Slip. Women's Volleyball Rookie of the Year last season was Slip. Really came on in that after Christmas session. Second semester. McDonald that time gets it down off the Tommy block. Slip out, the Libero Thompson in. And Megan D'Entremont out of Pubnico, Nova Scotia, set to serve. Little floater that time from D'Entremont. Nadeau. Chance to run around and time that one for Callie Nadeau. We'll send Jenna Murphy back to serve. We're quickly to the midway and past point of set number 1. Good buzz here in the gym as well. That one's going to have to come back over. Thompson, Murphy, Nadeau again. Nadeau been a favorite target here of Murphy in the early going. Couple touches for St. Anne, and they can't control it. Sub in Hannah McDonald. Checks in for Isabella Sear. Hannah McDonald out of Halifax. Put to work immediately by the Tommies. That pass drifts over right to Callie Nadeau, and no choice but to play it, and Off of Nadeau, over the net and out of play. Point St. Anne. Jillian McDonald serve. That's way long from McDonald. McDonald, D'Entremont, and Brito, the tri-captains here for St. Anne. Blocked at the net by Coy and Harris. Murphy on the set, and Thompson for Boyle. Coy with the play over. Net violation, point. STU. 20-15, opening set. Here's Nadeau. Too many hits that time, and timeout at 21-15 by the St. Anne Dragons. Other action on the schedule today: Mount A at UKC, Crandall at Dal, and MSVU at SJ. Tomorrow it'll be MSVU here at STU. That's a 1 o'clock match. The men and St. Anne go at 10. Holland at UNBSJ at 12. Mount A at Dal at 1. St. Anne at UKC at 6. Already mentioned that. Next home game, St. Anne on Saturday, November 8th. They'll take on UNBSJ. STU's got 3 on the road before being home on November 15th versus UKC. I believe that's a single women's volleyball match. That time I don't believe the men play that weekend. Boyle keeps it alive. There's Coy on the attack, played up by Serrano. Serrano, free ball, barely eludes the speakers on the ceiling. Harris off the block of Hannah McDonald. Callie Nadeau, serve. Finds tape, kept alive by St. Anne, but the attack from Jillian McDonald finds net. That was Brito who made the initial nice play off the serve. 23-15 STU opening set. Nadeau. Good strong serve there, back for Thompson. Murphy. Coy, too long. But off block. Called tip, I didn't see that on the way through. It's going to be 24 for STU, 15. Scorer initially didn't notice it off the block as well. So multiple set points here, Nadeau. That one definitely too long. And service ace that time. That's Hannah McDonald. Early season, you're going to see some of that miscommunication, who should be taking it. You're going to see it sometimes late in the season as well, but you'll see it a little more often here early season. There's Thompson, Murphy, Boyle for the set. Off of Hannah McDonald. I believe it was tipped on the way through once before that, either the net or a blocker. 25-17 STU opening set. I'm not even going to try to look at online stats. I tried that in the men's action. I was told we're having some difficulties. We're going to have to be uploading those stats post-game, or the Tommy athletic staff will. So opening set to STU. I'm going to take a short break here. I'll be right back in about 2 minutes with second set. Couple items of note here between the first set. Tommy's with a little t-shirt toss here on Fan Appreciation Day. It's quite a toss to get a t-shirt from the floor up into the upper deck here, but a number of them got multiple rows deep. Tells you just how strong some of the arms here on the Tommy's. The other thing that I noticed, and always good to see, notice we have a couple of, I'll say, younger officials working the lines here this evening, and good to see between sets some feedback provided by some of the officials that are here in-house. Over just chatting with the officials. Officials so important to every contest that happens, and no matter what sport you're talking about, there is not enough new officials starting out, so any help and assistance that the officials can get to grow their confidence, particularly if you're looking at this level of officiating, always outstanding, always one of the things that I like to see and try to note when I see officials helping grow other officials. Speaking of officials, here comes one here up the stairs. Although not for this sport. It's Mr. Messer, father to Sam and of the Tommies. Right on cue, just as I'm talking about officials. Basketball officials supervisor, one of those roles now. Refereed basketball for a very long time and understands the importance of officiating. About set here for set number 2. Where you go down, number 6 in for the Tommies. 8 is Nadeau with Boyle, Coy, Murphy, and Thompson for STU. Maya Barkhouse, number 4. Setter out of Dieppe, first year. Let that service loose for St. Anne. Megan Dontermont, Isabella Sear. 4 is Barkhouse, Serrano in the Liberos jersey, along with Hannah McDonald and Brito who's on the play there. Boyle played that one, then checked the back line, just wondering if it would have been in or out. On the net that time was Brito. I think that actually might have hit the antenna. And been out of play, 2-0 STU. Murphy on serve, gets the fresh ball. One had a little late dive from Murphy. Got one out of play, and St. Anne was looking for a touch on the way through, didn't get it. 3-0 STU, second set. That one played up by McDonald. And that one out of play. Pretty sure that one was antenna based on the way the net moved. Far side though, so couldn't quite tell. 4-0 Tommies and Murphy set to serve again. That one off of Serrano. Early timeout at 5-0. Eleven players on the roster for St. Anne, 18 rostered for the Tommies. Everyone healthy for Coach Colpitts. Of course, you can't put 18 on the game sheet, so that means there are some healthy scratches. Murphy will continue to serve for STU. And going back row between Hannah McDonald and the Libero Serrano, and goes for McDonald again. Brito, played by Boyle. Coy wound up for that one and blocked back to Coy. Here is Kiana Brito. Murphy set, Laurieve Godin. Kept that one alive. That's going to be reaching over the net on Murphy. Blocked, but keeps it up for Murphy. Far side. That is Nadeau. Gets the point for STU. 2 hits on the St. Anne side. Great hustle by Isabella Sear. Get down on the floor after that one. There is Nadeau. That serve too strong. Brito and Serrano. The target that time for Nadeau. Goes right to Serrano that time. D'Entremont with the tip. Coy, Murphy, Boyle. Blocked out of bounds. D'Entremont and Sear were there. 8-2 Tommies now. Good dip to that serve. Murphy for Coy. Big swing for Coy. That one avoids the paraphernalia on the roof. Rito back over. Murphy for Boyle. serve off the tape, almost curved back in for the Tommies. Person I don't see here in the gym, who usually is for Tommy Volleyball, that's former coach McKay. Don, if you're watching along somewhere, which you probably are if you aren't here, thanks for tuning in. Maybe you are here and I just don't see you. One's out off of Barkhouse. Coach McKay, a regular at a number of Tommy sporting events. It's notable when he's not in attendance. I think a little too early for him to be going to Florida, but who knows? Boyle. Oh, great hustle. Can't get there, but love that play from Barkos and Sear. Leaving it all on the court. Tommy's up 11-3. I love the hustle points. Had a sub for the Tommies somewhere along the way. I see Marie Godin is on the bench and Ava Slip, number 10, is in. Well, now number 16, Bronwyn Gillingham, who's serving for the Tommies. Gillingham, first year. Little Leo Hayes. I think, and this is going out on the limb a little bit, I think Gillingham may have been a multi-sport athlete in high school. I remember the Bronwyn Gillingham name, I think from girls basketball, but that's really stretching it. Apologies, Bronwyn, if I'm somehow confused. So when I saw the name, it was very familiar and thought, I think that might be from the Lions basketball squad. Tommy's plus 10 timeout on the court. Set it up a timeout, and it's Gillingham again to serve. One floats wide, nicely judged by Hannah McDonald on the far side. 13-4, so the timeout pays dividends in terms of breaking the serve at very least. And here's Isabella Sear. 3 service aces last season. Sort of like that. Looks like she'll have more than 3 this season. Ava Slip with the finish out of the middle for the Tommies. It'll send Morgan Coy back to serve. Coy out of Fredericton. Outstanding volleyball background in the family for Coy. And of course, her parents are about the best couple of people that you could ever meet anywhere. Nicely played by Boyle. Over kept alive. And from the back row, big swing. There was Sear from McDonald. That one goes long. What a point from the Tommies. Finish my previous thought. I know Morgan's parents from back at least as far as high school, which I know a little bit is dating myself, but that's okay because it won't be a whole lot more years and you'll actually need carbon to start judging my age. Never know how old we are by looking at Morgan's parents, though. In play from Hannah McDonald. Tommy's up 10. Boyle, nice swing. Good get by Serrano. It's been impressive here today. Brito, Murphy, Boyle into the net.
Might have been a slightly low pass that time from Murphy. Not entirely sure. I'll have to see that again. There's Murphy for slip. Cross court winner for slip. Gets it by Sear, 16-6. Some cheers here for the Tommy home squad. With a number of New Brunswick players, particularly Fredericton area, should draw decent crowds here for the Tommies all season long. Be lots of family in the area. You can feel it in the atmosphere here in the gym. It will be advantage STU in the home games with a strong local fan base. Good volleyball programs all around Fredericton. Really, in the last half dozen years, volleyball seems to be just going gangbusters here. I think that's another antenna hit that time, or around the wrong side of the end, something on that. Violation that time, and Tommies will serve at 18-6. Boyle. Nadeau, too long. Good pass from Gillingham to the center. Nadeau, it's a good swing, just didn't find the mark. 18-7 Ivanov. Little confusion there, and Coy has to just set the ball over. D'Entremont, played up by Boyle. Coy. Nadeau. Essentially free in that one. Just wide. Whoa. Sure looked like that was in down the line, and the fans up top saying that one was in. Officials giving the thumbs up though. That big swing from Nadeau, and off the block Nadeau is there. Good reaction by Slip. Brito blocked at the net. Murphy and Slip were there. I think Jenna Murphy gets the block. Laura Eve Godin up off the bench for Stu. Subbing in Bronwyn Gillingham back to the bench for the Tommies. Here is Ava Slip. A good court time there from Gillingham. Positive contributions. Slip set up by McDonald. Barkhouse. And Brito into the net, or Tommy block, one of the two on that far side. 20-8 second set. Here's Ava Slip. One had some late carry on it from Slip. Zoe DeVoe from Salmon River, Nova Scotia. Wearing number 6, checks in for Kiana Brito. Second year for DeVoe. That serve is wide. Ava Slip out, the Libero Thompson in. And here is Maya Barkhouse. One barely makes it over. Good get by Nadeau. Boyle back row for the Libero Abby Smeltzer, who's now in. D'Entremont, Thompson, Murphy with the sneak. And good dive that time from Barkhouse. Center sneak from Murphy right into the pot. Barkhouse couldn't get the lid down quite in time. (22-9). Murphy. Knuckled wide on Murphy. Nicely read by Hannah McDonald. And that will be Zoe DeVoe. Set to serve. Little rotation confusion maybe there on. Nope, all good. Looks like they're unsure for a second who should be serving. Free ball from Smeltzer. Played by Coy Nadeau. Just too much for Barkhouse that time. Impressive debut here from Nadeau. There's Nadeau on the serve, and it's going to go as an ace in front of Hannah McDonald. That one played. D'Entremont gets it over. Murphy, Boyle, blocked. D'Entremont and Sear. Still multiple set points here for STU at 24-11 Tommies. It's D'Entremont. St. Anne needing a big run here to keep this set alive. And they're not going to get it as there's a clean kill. Morgan Coy finishes off. Set number 2 for the Tommies. 25-11 that set. Tommies up 2 sets. Take a quick break here. Back with set number 3 here from the LB Gym.
About a minute away from the start of set 3 here. The Tommy women up 2 sets in their opening match. Fan Appreciation Day here at the LB Gym. They're taking on St. Anne. Tommy men will take on St. Anne for the second time this weekend tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock before the women take the court here in the palace known as the Pit. That goes at 1 against MSVU. Tommies with a 2-0 set here lead. Love a straight set victory this evening to build a little momentum going into that set with the perennially tough Mystics club. I think you can say that in every sport that the Mystics participate in. Perennially tough. I'm not going to say it too many times because it could turn into a tongue twister pretty easily. Come on down to the gym if you can tomorrow. If you can't, we'll have all the action here on Tommy's TV on YouTube. Looks like we've got some new faces and jerseys on the court for STU. STU across the front. 2 is Macy Urban. 14 is Anna Osborne. 8 is Callie Nadeau. And we've got Boyle, Thompson, and Murphy in the back. So another look at a couple of rookies here for STU. First-year players Urban and Osborne. That one's punched over by Nadeau. Murphy for Nadeau. Oh, nicely kept alive. And in the middle, there is Anna Osborne. First year out of Fredericton, 6 foot 1 inch middle. Puts that one away nicely. Get a moment, I'll try to give you the players on the court for St. Anne to start this set as well. Down the line that time is Hannah McDonald, who wears 3. 7 is Brito. 8 is Sear. 1 is Serrano in the Libero jersey. 9 is Sear. 10 is McDonald. I think I've got everybody there. 8 is Liv Pratt, if I didn't give you 8. Tommy's with a point off the Murphy serve. 3-0, third set. Thompson gets that one over. Set up by Pratt. Thompson and Osborne. Little issue there, and Thompson saying, hey, give way to me on that one. I'm coming forward. I can play that one. 3-1 STU. Serving is Pratt. In the middle that time, Osborne finds tape. Liv Pratt again. Nadeau that time. Cross court kill, open space. Strong serve there from Nadeau off the tape, and tough luck for the Dragons down in front of them. Jillian McDonald, Isabella Sear in the vicinity. Again, but it's Sear gets under that one. And there is McDonald. Nadeau, Murphy, Boyle. Boyle, someone got a piece, and Isabella Sear dived to the far corner. Sear covered the whole width of the court that time, trying to get that ball. 6-2 Tommies. And Nadeau continues service. Again, a tape shot and over for Callie Nadeau. Not a lot St. Anne can do about those ones. Nadeau. Clean service ace inside the back line. Timeout St. Anne at 8-2, set number 3. Didn't go through the entire schedule, but I do think this is the only time St. Anne is in Fredericton this season. Men's schedule is a little easier to keep in your head with a 6-team double home and home schedule. So you play the other 5 teams 4 times each, 2 at home, 2 on the road in men's action. More teams on the women's side. Means the schedule is not balanced in quite the same way. You get everybody home and home, and then some extras. Of course, you go to gotommies.ca for all your Tommies schedule info. If you're a Tommies fan in general, women's hockey team on the road this evening at Dow. You can watch that on AOS TV. And Tommy basketball starts their home opener next weekend right here at the Palace. It is the Pit, LB Gym. Be right here in my usual perch for that action. Saturday, Mount St. Vincent comes to town. Sunday, UKC in basketball action. GoTommies.ca. All your Tommy info, ACAA.ca for all your ACAA volleyball info. Played up over from Liv Pratt. Called 4 hits. I thought it was only 3. Explanation given to Kiana Brito and accepted, it seems. Oh, nice tip there in the middle from Brito, and it's Tommy's violation that time on a double hit. Anna McDonald back to serve. Played up by Nadeau. Boyle pulled the string. Serrano is there. Blocked was Sear. And not able to get that one back between the antenna was Jillian McDonald. Great effort from the 4th year at Ashediac Bridge, New Brunswick. And here's Anna Osborne, I believe first service rotation the regular season for Osborne. Played by Serrano, and that one got up a little high on Serrano, not able to get it up in the air near enough. Serrano out, Abby Smeltzer in. Smeltzer, 2nd year libero out of Bridgewater. And let's see if Osborne, no tape shot, but nice dive by Sear. Played over by McDonald. Murphy, back set. Big swing and finish for Macy Urban. First year out of Winnipeg. Shout out if you're watching from Manitoba. Osborne again serve for Smeltzer. McDonald plays it over. Osborne, Murphy, slip. Murphy, Osborne. Off block, nice swing in the middle, Kiana Brito. Down on the Tommies side. Not a lot the Tommies could do about that one. Little discussion here, Coach Colbitz and Macy Urban. Maybe adjusting positioning on that potentially. Brito. Murphy with the tip pass. Slip still got a pretty good attack on it. There's Urban. Murphy, Boyle. Boyle. A little too strong on that attempt. And went long. Boyle that time. Under control. Played bow by St. Anne. Urban on the attack and in. Macy Urban get out the spicy hot mustard for that one. Nice placement by Urban. Way too hot to handle for St. Anne. Boyle off block on a play. Point Tommies. 15-5 plus 10 now. Third set for STU. And Urban will put us in play. A strong serve from Urban. Off block for Sear. Back row, Urban punches it into the pot. Nice dive by Serrano. Good get by Ivanov. And Jillian McDonald was there, but just couldn't turn the four-wheel drive on and get that one to crawl over the tape. Here comes Zoe DeVoe. In. It will be for Ivanov. 16-10 STU. Net serve that time from Urban. 16-6, and here is Jillian McDonald. The match for the Tommies. Thought I heard number 15, Abigail McFadden, introduced. Oh, yeah, it's in the Libero jersey. If I pay attention, I can get that one. Urban out of the back row with the kill. Abby McFadden, second year out of Dieppe. Boyle. Played up by McDonald. Pratt. Swung on by Sear. Nadeau blocked. I believe that's Liv Pratt that was there for the block. Zoe DeVoe was also right there. Smeltzer and Serrano, the Liberos for St. Anne. Swap. Sear. McFadden, Murphy. And that's Ava Slip. Played by Sear on the attack. McDonald, nice get by STU. And there's McDonald again. Boyle is there, very calm. Urban punches it deep. And that one down into the middle. McFadden, Murphy, and Urban all attempted to get there. Isabella Sear. Oh, just long. Off the hand of Kali Nadeau. Murphy plays it off the net, free ball. McDonald on the attack. Back row, Urban. Nicely set up by Jenna Murphy for Macy Urban. Here comes Sam Messer checking in, and in as well is Anna Osborne in the Libero place. Messer, second year outside hitter. Listed out of Fredericton. 17 points, 2 service aces last season for Messer. That one into the net from Sam. Sam looks both stronger and quicker this year. I was watching warm up. And of course, often a lot of growth between first and second year. You understand what the physicality is here in the ACAA, and Messer looks like she has gone to work in the gym this off season for sure. Back set for Urban. Urban mishit that time. Libero swap again as Smeltzer in for Serrano. As Liv Pratt serves at 19-12 Tommy's third set. Big swing that time from Urban, and great get by Smeltzer out of the middle. It's Anna Osborne. Just long from Nadeau. What a great opening regular season match from Nadeau. Very impressive here in match one for the Tommies. They give setter Murphy a couple very strong targets between Boyle and Nadeau. Messer lays out for that one, gets a piece of it, but it goes sideways. Really strong serve from Hannah McDonald. First year out of Halifax. But some really good pieces here on this St. Anne squad. Boyle. Oh, unloads that time. Boyle, the veteran. Seemed to happen one point last year where Boyle selective on when she absolutely lets loose. There's already a few more balls in play for Boyle, and that seems to have carried over this season. Of course, that comes with experience. Gillingham in, and Gillingham, nice serve. It's going to be a free ball coming. Played by Gillingham. Murphy. Blocked at the net was Urban, and out of bounds off of St. Anne. That is 22-14 on the scoreboard for Bronwyn Gillingham. Tell early on that Coach Murphy likes the serve of Gillingham, and there's exactly why, as that one's too much for Isabel Serrano. So a couple different times now we've seen Gillingham in and immediately rotate into the serving position. Wow. Tommy's plus 10 match points. For a straight set victory here, it is Bronwyn Gillingham. That one too strong. And Gillingham waves, so that one going out the way out the back door. That time Gillingham out, McFadden in. Libero out, Zoe DeVoe in for St. Anne. I believe this is Brito, number 7 on the service line. It is number 7, Brito. Boyle for the match, off block, up by McFadden, back set. There is Nadeau, and that's going to be a double hit. That'll do it. The Tommies in straight sets go to 1-0 here on Fan Appreciation Day. Good round of applause for the Tommies. Lots of fight in that St. Anne squad, and some positives there to build on for sure. We're back at it with Tommy Court Sports tomorrow. Tommy men against St. Anne, 10 a.m. Tommy women versus Mount St. Vincent at 1. Come on back then if you can't get to the gym. If not, right here on Tommy's TV on YouTube. I'm Bill Gibson. For everyone here at St. Thomas and the always amazing Alice in the producer's chair, thanks for tuning in. We're here all season long. Come on back. See you tomorrow.